Once again, AWTD never fails to release a unit while I'm in class. So now that I'm home and out of school, it is time to showcase Yuki from Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, I already have her because as soon as the update released, I was not doing anything in class. So I decided, what better thing to do with my time than go and get Yuki while I'm in class. So I did all that. I don't have any more trait rolls, and I got nothing. So I'm not really going to be able to do a great showcase of Yuki with a great trait. But first off, before we actually go and take a look at Yuki, I'm going to go over how you get her. So she's in the Miracle Craft. You just got to go and craft her, get a bunch of stuff from the Toji Super Boss stage. You got to get Broken Heavenly Spears, Cursed Orbs. You got to get some Uzumakis. So just kind of basic stuff. But then you need the Star Snake, which how you get that is if you can just go into inventory, take a look, scroll down. You get it from Shinjuku Showdown or the Sukuna Showdown, which you get to by talking to either the Gojo or Sukuna NPC right over here. But it's a 15% drop chance, which is 100% confirmed by one of the testers. 15% is the drop rate for it, and then you can just go craft her. So today I have Dead Eye on her because I don't. Oh, I have 5 more trade rolls. Hold on. Precision. So I have this downgraded, but it's all right. She's a hybrid unit, just regular DPS. Boosts Star Blessing by 130%. She is a 1 placement, and a new passive called Mass. 75% chance to deal 2 times damage, to deal double damage. For every 10 times Mass happens on any enemy, increase damage dealt by Mass by 2 times. Once Mass reaches the cap of 32 times damage, resets back to 2 times after happening 40 times. So I think the amount of damage it does, oh my god. The amount of damage that Mass does will double every 10 times it is applied. So it'll do 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, no wait, no. 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, 16 times, and 32 times. And then after it happens 40 times on a 32 times multiplier, it will go back to 2 times. I said times a lot. Probably doesn't make any sense. But we got some good categories here. And my dog is playing with a squeaky toy. But let's go in, max buffer, and go take a look at what she can do. I went and tested her a little bit while I was in class, but I didn't exactly get to test her entirely well. So I'm going to actually see what her max boost is. AWTD. What is going on? What is happening in my background? What is going on? Alright, there we go. So she's a 1 placement. She's hybrid. You can place her on hill or ground. I'm going to be placing her right here. And she does have a summon, Stellar Snake, which is upgradable, which applies gravity, which is slow and deals 50% units damage 10 times over 10 seconds, buff slow by 20%. So 50% slow. And we have an ability here on the summon, Stellar Gravity. Increase Yuki's damage by double for 30 seconds. Alright, cool. So now getting to Yuki, 60k off placement with a passive, deal double damage to enemies that are inflicted by gravity. Nice. So let's take a look at her effect. Speed, like 3. 1 time speed. So the summon is kind of like a little burst, but Yuki's actual effect is like a ground smash. Yeah. And the summon is kind of shoots a projectile. So we'll keep upgrading, and then we get Galaxy Breaker Combo, which is a smaller circle. That's kind of lame. That's kind of cool though. Cool effect. Kill the enemies again. Keep going. Now we got a line AoE. The SPA drops down to 4. Just one big little burst. Actually looks pretty nice. Keep upgrading her, and she's max. We got 2 abilities. But before we take a look at that, we are going to start buffing. So we'll get Amu down for 40% range and 3 times damage with her buff because Yuki is Flower of AWTD. Wait, no, let me check her without buff. Hold on. So without any buffs at all, that's pretty weak. But then again, I don't have Honored one. If I did, it would be a lot stronger. 10 times speed real quick. So we're going to do this. We'll get King of Bunnies for that 75% category boost. Set you to stop. We'll get Senku for 40% damage. We'll get Killua for another 20%. And leader doesn't really matter since we already have a category buff. So we're looking about 4 million. And then when we go to the summon, use Stellar Gravity, about 8 million damage. Oh no, 10 million. Even better. Alright, cool. So with that double damage boost, we're looking at about 10 million damage. Without it, it's going to be about 5 million. So we'll summon an enemy with like 10 billion HP, considering I did that right. Yeah, 10 bill. So every 10 times mass is applied. So what I'll do is I'll turn on show damage. So I guess that purple, no, that's gravity. When mass is applied, I guess is the star. $20 million, 10 million, 20 million. I think the amount of damage that, yeah, the amount of damage is going up. $82. $164. So that's 16 times. So the cap damage is gonna be 300. It's gonna be yeah, like 320. No, it would be 640 because double damage from to yeah, that inflicted with gravity. $106. Damn. Can't kill 10 billion though. Although with Honored one definitely would be able to. Not entirely sure what to think about her. Like, yeah, she's good, but the amount of damage it takes to make her good, and the amount of hits, kinda is insane. That was like 300 million damage there. Although I think compared to other units that have been... Although she does have her 2 abilities. So I shouldn't jump the gun. But just her raw DPS alone. But the 2 abilities we have are Mass Manipulation. Deal 5 times unit damage to all enemies in range with guaranteed mass effect. This damage multiplier of mass will be the same as the current one the unit has. So we do that. How much does that do? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, but it's only 30 seconds of a cooldown. That changes a lot. And then we got Virtual Black Hole. Deal 1,000 times unit damage to all enemies in range with gravity effect. And sacrifice this unit. So, kill the enemies, summon a new one. We're at 10 mil? That one shot at 10 billion. There's 100 billion. So we're for damage to reset back up. There. So it actually did just about 10 billion. It just did just enough. Alright. So what we could do now... I wish there was a better way to track what the current multiplier was, but then again it would be per enemy, which is slightly infuriating. That's 400 range. Okay. So if we set the speed up, how much damage are we getting per hit now? Is that like 200 mil? So wait for that damage to go back up to 100. Or not 100, 10. 5. Alright, 10 million. We're going to use virtual, or not virtual black hole, mass manipulation. That didn't really do all that much. Maybe the thing reset? It did. I think with Honored One, yeah, her damage would be really good with Honored One. With Honored One, we could hit like 20 mil. So like 20 billion with that nuke. Although if you use this in like an infinite stage, it could probably be a lot better. And you can get a lot more value out of it. Problem is, it's kind of hard to judge without Honored One. But on that note, that's going to do it for this showcase of Yuki. I'll be showcasing whatever unit comes out next, considering it's worthwhile and cool. And is a unit that is actually good. Yuki, I think, is good, but definitely nothing compared to some of these other units that have been released in this update. This 15-day journey. But that's going to do it. Goodbye.